let's chat. Pillow don't fail. So today I'm gonna let y'all in on a little bit of my personal life. You know, it's story time. If you are in a relationship, I encourage you, unless it's like extremely unhealthy or abusive, I encourage you to try to work that shit out. Cause the dating pool has pee in it. I'm tired. And, you know, considering last year we were really, really locked down. I had me a little pandemic fling. Didn't turn into the relationship I hoped. Thank God, because what doesn't work out for you is working out for you. So I came into this spring, entering into the summer, like on my hot girl shit. Like, I am in a place where I want to date. I want to date different people. I'm auditioning. I'm trying to see who's gonna step up to the plate. Because you know what I realized? I realized that I have so much to give. And I do so much, and I'm so considerate when I'm really invested in a person, where I can't allow people who do not return that same energy. Like, we can have fun. It's okay if it don't work out. But I need to know that I am in reciprocated dating situations. And sometimes I really wonder, like, am I ever going to find someone that is equally yoked with me? Because it's bad out here. To the point where I'm like, shoot, I get the most peace when I'm single and alone. So maybe it's not all cracked up. But I'm in a place where, you know, I really want to test the waters. I want to go out. I want to be able to have fun. I want to get to know different people. And yeah, I just want to keep it light until somebody's really ready to apply pressure. Like, I'm not having sex. I'm not doing none of that. I strictly want to date and really see who steps up to the plate. So I've been opening my options, right? I'm trying to make sure that I'm not necessarily dating out of a narrow-minded or a shallow place. However, I do have to still consider what's important to me. So some people I've been reevaluating, right? People that maybe I wouldn't have found myself attracted to 5 years ago. I'm circling back. I'm giving people, opportunity, as long as there is something about you that I can find attractive. Because that's the thing, right? Is as you evolve, things change. What was attractive to me 5 years ago is not what's attractive to me today, and vice versa. Stuff that I should have been considering 5 years ago, I'm now able to prioritize that when it comes to who I decide to date. So I'm gonna just give you a few little bits and pieces of stories to let you know that it is shitty out here. And when people be like, oh, I just don't understand why you single and, you know, you're so great and you have all this stuff going on for yourself, I know. And I be trying to tell people it's not me. Like, and I'm humble, but it's not me. I'm not the issue. I may have been the issue before. I'm not the issue these days. Like, I done really did. Y'all free. I've been in therapy for 6 years. Okay, I know myself in and out. I know my flaws. I know what I'm working on. And a lot of people just don't have the same amount of self-awareness to be able to do the introspective work. Okay, so let me start off with who I want to start with. We're going to start with, I'm going to give them nicknames. We're going to start with, I'm going to call him Dolla. So I go to Daytona, you know, with Shy Wrangler crew. Y'all see, I really wish I could have filmed this in the Jeep, because it's such a Jeep vibe video. But my baby in the shop, and it'll be a video that's coming after this one to show y'all what she in there getting done. She gonna be nice as hell. Anyway, let me get back on task, because I don't want to hold y'all too long. So let's talk about Dolla. I go to Daytona with the Jeep crew. Kicking it, I'm, posting pics, looking good. All right. I get reposted by this page called Jeeping While Black. So they got a whole bunch of followers. You know, they feature different black people from across the country who have Jeeps. So I get reposted. I go and I peep that I get like a follow and these likes from Dolla, right? So I go look at Dolla. I see he's also in Daytona. He's a Jeeper. Obviously, he found me on the Jeep page. He has a video that they featured him in on the Jeep page. And I'm looking, I'm like, oh, I think I seen him. And Diddy is fine. He's fine. Like, definitely locks, like, brown skin, nice teeth, like, giving everything that needed to be gave. So I'm instantly like, what's good? Like, where you at? So, you know, we exchanged a few DMs. He tell me like, oh, where you gonna be? And I'm telling him what we got planned for today. Boom. So we chatted up. We ended up going to the same club that night, right? So I walk in with my people and I immediately see him. So I go up and I kind of like speak and say hello. And he kind of like gives me a nod. Like we hadn't been conversing. So that was already a little shady to me. I'm like, this nigga acting like he don't know who I am. Okay. So I go, we kicking it, drinking, blah, blah, blah. I get a DM. He like, where you at? I'm like, I'm in the club. Because now I have an attitude because you gave me some weird energy. And it's one of them things where, you know, you never know why people might just be incorrigible. I'm like, maybe I misread the situation. Like, maybe he wasn't on that. He was just being nice. So I'm like, I'm in the club. He like, I know. I said, you acted like you didn't know who I was. He was like, at first glance, my mind didn't register that was you. Like, my bad, blah, blah, blah. So he come find me. He sit down next to me. It's loud, right? Because we're in the club. There's music playing. But we trying to have a bit of a conversation, you know. And he's definitely on that, right? Like, you know, got his hand kind of on my thing. He fast, so I'm like letting it go, whatever. And we kind of leaning in. You know how you got to be when you trying to make sure somebody can hear you. So I give him the spiel, right? I'm like, so do you have a girlfriend, a girl who thinks she's your girlfriend, a baby mama, like a chick who would be upset if she knew you were talking to other girls? Like, that's like my rundown these days because you have to cover all your bases. So he like, damn, niggas can't have kids. So I'm like, okay, you got a kid. I'm like, how old is he? So he tell me, and so I'm like, okay, cool. So it's real cute. It's real flirty. You know what I mean? He's telling me what he do. I'm telling him what I do. He's from Florida. Okay, little Florida John. So moving forward, the next day we leave. He called me, I want to say, when did he first call me? So it's about 5 o'clock the next day. He called me. I'm in the restaurant with my people. We sitting on the phone. He driving back to Atlanta. We chit-chatting, blah, blah, blah. It's cool, right? Then we move forward into, I'm at the airport. It's about 7 o'clock. He called me back. We on the phone again, chopping it up, blah, blah, blah. Whole time we flirting, right? So now we're on Monday. He calls me after I get back. We chopping it up on the phone. Like, man is on the phone with me, like having full-blown conversations. You know, I'm telling him, like, we FaceTiming and shit. We talk somehow we got on the subject of kids. You know, I'm like, well, I got a ring on my finger. He like, well, you need to give somebody an opportunity to put a ring on your finger. I'm like, oh, I like this energy. So it's Tuesday now. Now, this man, we done had about 4-5 phone FaceTime conversations, you know. So, next morning, we get on the phone. He called me. He like, he kind of say this out the blue. This is something to pay attention to, ladies. This wasn't we literally had just got on the phone, been on the phone, like, hey, how you doing, blah, blah. He like, so I can't believe you ain't talking to nobody. Like, you ain't got nobody. I'm like, I mean, do I go on dates? Yes. Do I converse with people? Yes. But, like, nobody can claim me. Like, I'm single. So, this leads me to ask, so you got somebody, you been talking to somebody? He like, no. So he asked me, he was like, so you wouldn't be, I said, you know, no, what I said was, sorry, y'all. So I'm like, I go into, when I meet a new man, I go into it thinking and believing that at the bare minimum, he is at least having sex with somebody else. May not be his girlfriend, may not be somebody he want to take seriously, but at the very least, a man is very rarely going without sex. So he got somebody that he at least hunching. So he like, oh, okay, so you wouldn't be upset if I was talking to somebody else. And that's when I said that. I'm like, yeah, I just kind of assumed that at the very least you mess with somebody. I mean, you at least have somebody you having sex with. So he like, yeah, true. He like, I did have somebody that I was talking to. It's been kind of on and off. So now I'm listening even more. I'm like, oh, really? I said, so, is this somebody you just talking to, or were y'all in a relationship? Let's be clear about language. So he like, oh, I mean, we was in a relationship on and off. I said, oh, okay. So are you in a relationship? Before I could say that, he like, yeah, I just, I ain't want you calling, cussing me out. I just wanted you to know. So it is somebody that would be upset if they knew that you was talking to me, and you're trying to cover your ass, because let me tell you what else I told him. I told him like maybe the day before that, I can't remember how it come up. This is going to sound weird. I Googled him because he's an athlete. And if you're an athlete, there's stuff about you on the internet. So I kind of wanted to peek around, see what be being said. So I told him, I was like, yeah, I seen you in a little article in that, I think they got like a paper or magazine called The Atlantic Voyage. I'm like, I seen you in there or whatever. So he knew I had done a little research about him. So I'm feeling like when he said like, I ain't want you calling because me, it's because you're worried that I could have come across something and it would have blown up your spot. So I'm like, so do you have a girlfriend? All of a sudden, he want to change the subject. Man, I don't want to talk about this. You brought it up. You brought it up. I didn't bring this up. You brought it up. So now we're going to talk about it. So now he got to get off the phone. All right. So I text him. I said, I'm going to ask you this one time. Are you single or no? Y'all, he texts back no. Why do y'all play with me? Why? When I asked you first day, did you have a situation? And you didn't say a word. That is trash. So I want to say I had tried to send follow up text messages like, well, why didn't you say that when I asked you? All of a sudden the messages are going green. So I'm like, oh my God, did this nigga block me? Like, I done found him out when he blocked me. So I'm like, what is going on? So I DM him and I'm like, D, I know you. I said, you niggas are weird. Did you block me? So he calls me like maybe 15 minutes later, like, did nobody block you? I was in an area. I didn't have no cell phone service, yada, yada, yada. I said, you got a lot of energy for me when you're the one who has a girlfriend. Then all of a sudden it's, I got too much going on. I can't be dealing with this. Bye. Good day. Blocked. Like, this is why I can't even be excited about nobody when I meet them, because less than 72 hours later, here they are doing some goofy shit. So there's Dolla from Daytona. Okay? That's number one. Number two. I've had like an influx. I'm not going to say an influx because that sounds like a lot. But I've had a few individuals who, up until this point, we have been cool. Maybe even friends, right? I would call them friends. But at the bare minimum, cool. Who've been coming out the woodwork talking about they looking. They trying to see what's up. So, one guy, we're going to call him C. So, C hit me, me and C maybe exchanged numbers a few months ago. I was on that. He told me he was fresh out of a relationship. I back off. I don't want them problems. For me, you need to have been single for at least 8 months to a year for me to really feel like you're in the space to date. For real. To be on what I'm on. Not to be out here playing. So, C hits me. We had some conversation. Understood that like, okay. You know how you can kind of tell what a person on. And so, y'all just kind of equally decided to dead the whole talking on a consistent basis thing. Yeah. So, that's what happened. But we still chit chat over Instagram. By yada, yada, yada. So, C hit me like, he looking at I'm out of town. He had hard at and shit. And he hit me with the first he said, can we be friends? And I'm like, we are friends. We cool. So he like, cool. Then he follow up with, can we be more than friends gradually? What does that mean? And what does that look like? So instantly I'm like, are you trying to proposition me as a fuck buddy? Or like, I don't want to misread this. So I said, that's kind of contingent on like what you have in mind, like what that would look like. And I'll just make it clear that I'm not looking for like no friends with benefit situation. So he like, I would never disrespect you by even like trying to be on that with you. I just feel like, I can offer you really like genuine friendship, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, so you asked me if we could be more than friends gradually to be a friend. He like, and I stand on that. So I don't know if that means like, when I get my shit together and when I'm in a place, like I want to try to pursue you, like, is that what that means? I don't know. This speaking in code is a little confusing. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. You got my number. Now, meanwhile, I want to say maybe a few weeks later, we ended up chit-chatting on Instagram again. He like, we got each other's numbers. We should text more. Text me. Text me. Like, why do men think that certain relationships are just going to like formulate without doing the legwork? You could text me, but don't say anything. I'm just gonna be hitting your line because I already know you're not on what I'm on. So if you would like to talk to me and you claim you want to be a friend, this be my thing about men be trying to be your friend. Y'all don't even know how to be friends for real. Like, what? So that was friendzone number 1. Friendzone number 2, I don't know for a while. And my issue with men getting out the friendzone, like when y'all genuinely been cool for a while, like I have an issue with you not applying pressure through the gate. And mainly because I feel like men think because y'all already cool that they don't have to court you in the way that a man who don't know you would have to. No, you still have to. You still have to. Because I don't know you as a potential partner or as somebody I have romantic interest in. I know you as a friend, as somebody I'm cool with. So, yeah. Person I've been cool with for years. He gradually started flirting with me in a way he's never done before. So I'm kind of caught off guard. I'm kind of interested because I was interested in him a little bit. I found him slightly attractive or whatever when we first met. But he never got on there, so I never got on there. Sorry, I'm recovering from a cold. So when he started kind of trying to like flirt and stuff, I'm kind of like caught off guard. Like, am I reading this right? Then all of a sudden he like, let's go for drinks this weekend. Now I'm really like, oh, you trying to be on it. So we go out. It's a good time because we cool. We homies. Like, we have a good rapport with one another. We have great conversations. That's not the issue. The issue is now, like, again, I feel like men try to, like, jump into it because, like, he can clearly tell that I'm interested, that I like him. But he's getting lost. We have 2 different styles of dating. Number 1, he doesn't feel like he's in a position where he can be in a relationship, maybe later on in the year. But I'm not holding out for that because niggas wake up and change their minds every day. So I'm not holding out for that. You tell me right now that that's not what you're looking for or you're open to. Well, find me and see if I'm still available when that's something that you're ready for. I'm not playing. So yeah, the issue is we have 2 different styles of like dating, or you can't even call what we're doing dating, but like trying to figure out what this is. And he kind of wants to be, most men, I feel like their language is physical touch. They may have other ones, but like 9 times out of 10, men's love language is physical touch. So he want to hug on me and he want to be all in my space. Physical touch is literally my last love language. So I have to reach a certain level of security and comfort with you to be comfortable doing that, or you're going to read it in my body language that I'm not really comfortable. Like I may want to be, but I'm just not there because most of the time you ain't done enough to make me feel like I want to share that type of physical space with you. So, yeah, I feel like friends who want to step out the friend zone, they feel like it's easier for them to like kind of cheat the dating, right? Like I can just come over and we can just hang out. But no, I'm not going to take you seriously. I'm not going to give you the energy that you're looking for if you're not dating me properly. Period, point blank. Like I realize I'm somebody who I've been through so much when it comes to dating where I'm very guarded and I have very strong boundaries through the gate. And it takes certain efforts and consistency to unlock those levels. You want me to be open and soft and sweet and all feminine, you're gonna have to do the work, okay? To get the key for me to be like, okay, because I have to give myself permission. I gotta give myself permission to be like, embrace this man, be all, live in his skin. Like I have to give myself that level of permission. And for me, a lot of the physical goes along with my emotional. If I don't feel like I can trust you with who I am emotionally, the physical part is not gonna come. So that's friend zone number 2. I ain't give him no name, but that's just where we at. Where I'm letting you know that I could see this, but it's not gonna go anywhere if you can't get on my accord. Which leads me to my next issue. I'm tired of men who can't plan. My life is one big schedule. It's one big schedule. And I don't like the last minute stuff. The hitting me the day of, asking me, can we go do XYZ? Because a part of me is going to want to go, obviously, if I'm interested. But the other part of me is going to be like, why did you wait to the last minute to put me on your books? So that's the other issue with friend zone number 2 guy. I'm not really a planner. Where you're going to be a planner with me. When I get you to do things that you don't normally do, then I know we on the right track. But if you going to try to do me like you do the rest of these women, keep it. Okay? So that's just where I am. Like if you can't make the effort, I'm telling you, I literally see 35 to 40 people every 2 weeks. They're all in my calendar. Anytime outside of when I'm seeing clients, I'm planning what I want to do with that time. So if you happen to catch me on a Sunday and I'm not doing nothing, you ask me if I want to go to breakfast, sure. But if I have plans, you now missed your beat. So maybe they don't care enough. And that's fine. But you're not going to care enough. You're not going to do that with me. So, let me move along. So now we're going to call him, what do I want to call him? We're going to call him Highrise. So Mr. Highrise is, and this is another life lesson, ladies. Mr. Highrise is one of the guys that looks great on paper. Great on paper. He was in my DMs pretty consistently. And, a little while ago, he probably wouldn't have been my type physically. Now, he got some other shit going on for him. And it's not just about money, but I like a successful man. I like a man with a plan. I like a man trying to build generational wealth. And if I can find other things about you to be attractive, I can start to be attracted to you more so physically. If there's a pinch there, you already got to be working with something. So, Mr. Highrise, had been trying to give me a little energy, and I'm finally giving it back. We talking about, I'm seeing him on vacation, and he luring me in, talking about come with me next time. Okay, where's my ticket? Because I'll come. So, but up until this point, Mr. Highrise has done nothing but flirt, right? So this is maybe right before Valentine's Day. Mr. Highrise ain't doing nothing but flirting, but he's great on paper. So I'm really trying to bring something out of him. So he finally, and Mr. Highrise also has had my number. So he finally, we finally made plans. We ended up going out maybe the day after Valentine's Day, something like that. Cute date, get to know each other, chit chat. He explains to me, kind of like, I don't really be on my phone like that. I be working so much, blah, 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 blah. To explain why he doesn't make more of a communicative effort, right? Because that's what I've been looking for. You don't talk to me. So we go out again. After that, I'm making an effort to, he's checking in a little bit more. He'll FaceTime me. I'm like, okay, we getting somewhere. It was one night I thought we were supposed to link. I hit him, it's maybe about 8 o'clock. I'm like, what you want? He like, I ain't on nothing. I'm finna run to the gym. He like, pretty much you trying to link after. Yeah. So he like, give me an hour. I'm gonna hit you. So I want to say like maybe an hour passes and I hit him because it's getting, by this time it's about 9 o'clock. I'm like, so what's up? Because if I'm leaving, I need to get ready. And it's getting late. After a certain time, I'm not leaving my house. So, long story short, I don't hear from him. He never says anything. I'm annoyed. I don't do send-offs. Huge trigger for me. So I think I might have sent a follow-up text message like, I don't really appreciate being sent off. Left it at that. I want to say maybe like two weeks later, he messaged me in the middle of the night. It's probably like 3 a.m. A picture of him and his homeboy. They in Aruba. They somewhere. I'm gonna say it's Aruba. I don't know. He sent me a picture of them. They're in Aruba. The message says, when I get back, come stay the night with me so I can I'm gonna make up for everything. Do you think I'm about to come spend the night with you when number one, we've been on one date? Number two, you've made no effort. Number three, where is my apology for sending me off? I said, you know what? Because the girls who get shit, they don't be afraid to speak up or set certain standards. So I said, you know what? You want to start by making something up to me? Number one, you can give me an apology. Number two, you can start with some flowers, some money, a Zelle, a Cash App. Like, you can start with an effort from you, number one, because that's my thing, right? Is if you a man who claim that you be so busy at work, when you're interested in women, you need to be making other efforts if you're not consistently seeing or speaking to her. That's just how I feel. It should be flowers showing up at my door. And if that's not the type of time you're on with me, good day. So I sent him that message back like, number one, where's my apology? You want to start with some flowers, some money, something to really show me that you feel bad. Never replied. Never said nothing. Cool, whatever. We could go back to how things were, not speaking to one another. I don't really care. So let's fast forward like maybe a month later, which was really like last week. I go to my homie crib for a little Cinco de Mayo celebration. Guess who's there? And with some sort of, I don't know what ethnicity she is. We're just going to say she's not black. Another woman. Cool. So, men make time for who they want to make time for. So, ladies, don't sit here and be like, oh, he's so great on paper. Like, he's such a good guy. And you not getting nothing from him for the sake of wanting to try to keep him around because he's a good guy. Like, it's more good men. It's more good guys out there, I promise. And how good is he really if he's not putting in any effort? He ain't that good. Okay? So let's just leave it there. So that was another situation. Sorry, y'all. I'm not trying to die. Alright. So lastly, we have we'll call him Mr. CDL. Mr. CDL has been the most consistent. He texts every day. However, Mr. CDL is he don't have nothing to talk about. it's literally, and I'm not saying I'm bad. I'm telling the truth. That's what I'm saying. I don't care who see this. I'm not saying shit bad. He is literally, good morning. How are you? Maybe a few hours later, how's your day been? And I'm just growing to the age where, like, if you don't really have anything to talk about, we don't really need to talk every day. I would rather you maybe hit me at the end of the night with something meaningful, and we maybe do a reflection of the day. But that good morning, how are you? I'm fine. A few hours later, I haven't done really much. I'm working. So I'm glad it's not a what you doing, but it's the same thing all the time. And I know guys look at this like, you can't never make women happy. But you just don't need to necessarily text me every day if you don't have nothing to talk about, or if, like, it's just the same. It's just the same. It's the same. It's the same. It's mundane. But Mr. CDL was doing okay at first. Like, we went out on a cute little date. But then for weeks, Mr. CDL, like, whether it was because he was out of town, he got sick, I was out of town, like, too much time went by where I kind of started to be like, I don't know. Like, this just feels pen palish because you're texting me every day, yet there are no plans. There are no plans in place. So maybe like a month later, we finally go out on date number 2. It was a cute date. We had a great time. On date number 2, however, I started to notice that Mr. CDL is kind of built like a little mama. Like, sway back, high booty. And he's a slim man. His booty damn near bigger than mine. And I'm starting to realize, you know, as somebody who works out, fitness is very important to me, not only for myself, but to make sure I keep it right and keep it tight. You know, I care about it. And I'm realizing it's more important to me to have a man who's also somewhat into fitness. You don't have to lift weights, but you need to be hooping. You need to be doing consistent push-ups with weights. Maybe I think you do need a little bit of weight. I like a little bit of muscle, just a little. But yeah, the fact that, like, I really start kind of noticing that it's not helping. It's not helping. So we'll see. I'm trying not to. I haven't written him off. Like, when we do link, it's a good time. However, there are certain things I got to see if I can keep past, right? So, I'm just, the dating pool has pee in it. Okay, that's just where I'm at with it. I did get on the dating app. I got on Hinge. Some of my clients said they had some success on Hinge, so I got on Hinge. Hinge did have some nice fan men. The issue is this: some of them men don't know how to take pictures, number one. So a lot of times you'll go in there and you can't even really see what he looked like, because they may put a bunch of videos moving around and shit. Like, it's annoying. Or that, like, the man will post like his best 4 pictures. Where you like, okay. But then you see the Instagram and you realize he not what you thought he was. That's been a bummer. So yeah, I've had a few conversations on there, nothing that has moved into you actually getting my number. So yeah, nobody has really, like, struck me that much. Also, what is creepy about the dating apps, which may lead me to, like, disconnect my Instagram from there, is men that you don't match with will find you on Instagram and it will DM you trying to shoot. And it's like, bro, I didn't match with you for a reason. You're ugly. I'm sorry. So for you to go, like, follow up and try to, like, find me, like, if we were meant to match, we would have did it on the app. Don't come find me off that app. Don't do that. But I just feel like dating is kind of exhausting. I feel like there are too many things I have to worry about. Is he attractive? Does he have a good job? Is he cheap? Will he plan dates with some sense of urgency? Is he homophobic or misogynistic? Is he smart? And what I realized, I be bored. A lot of men are boring to me. And it could be a lack of emotional intelligence, lack of being able to hold a conversation. I realize I be bored out of my mind. Okay. So that's why, like, when I do find every blue moon, when I get somebody that I actually like and connect and vibe with, I get obsessed. And that's not like on no stalker shit. But like I fall so quickly because I don't get it anywhere else. Everybody else is boring as shit to me. So we gotta do something about that. But up until this point, like I'm just trying to, I'm playing the field. I'm playing the field and I'm clearly weeding out. We weeding people out. But really just trying to evaluate like what can I deal with? What can I compromise on? And what are my non-negotiables? What's just not gonna work? So if you're a single gal like me out here trying to navigate this dating world, best of luck. May the odds be in your favor, because I really hope that they're in mine. But yeah, I'm not playing around. I'm not involving sex, because you know when sex comes into the picture, number one, if you like somebody and it's bad, that'll ruin the vibe. Number two, if you may have chemistry with the person, but you don't really know them on certain levels. Now I'm sexually attached. I don't need those problems. So I just, we keep things locked and tight, around here. But yeah, so that's just been my dating life. And I hope to be able to come back maybe midsummer with another one of these to let you all know how certain maybe individuals have progressed or fallen off. If you felt like I was talking about you in this video, you can come see me. I don't really care. Yeah, so it's hot girl summer. And if this shit was easy, everybody would be doing it. And when I get my G back, you're really not going to be able to tell me anything. So that's that. I just hope you guys have a great, rest of your day and great start to your summer. Well, we're still in spring, but summer's on the way, okay? But yeah, y'all mind your business, drink your water. Have a good one.